Hello, my beautiful kings and queens. Last night was intense. And if you see my last two videos I posted in the middle of the night, like I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. Um I just woke up and it was crazy. Like, you know how like when you wake up in the middle of the night, you're still kind of like groggy a little bit and you can like eventually like doze back off. Like, no, like I was like up. And it's like, okay. I need to get some sleep because I got to wake up and do the whole morning routine and everything for my family. And I didn't realize until I had commented on back, I replied to one of the comments. And they were saying that the same thing happened to them. Like they were up last night. And then it just dawned on me. It was like, oh man, it was a full moon last night. Well, damn, like no wonder, like I was just up for hours. I was looking at my kids sleeping all peaceful and I'm like, I wish I was sleeping. Like, yeah, no. So if that happened to you as well, it's actually a good thing. I know, like at the time I was just like, okay, this kind of sucks because like this is, and that's why my hair is up. I didn't do my hair today. I'm just like, I wasn't trying to move fast this morning. Like I just get up and get at it. Like I'm just moving slow today and just taking it easy after all of the energy that shifted within me, and know that like so much energy is shifting within you as well. You have been a certain type of way your entire life. When you've been programmed and manipulated to to the point to where it's like you're not even safe to be your true authentic self. You have been put into survival mode. And so maybe you're more like, and this is gender neutral. I think that's the right way to say it. But I'm trying to say that gender doesn't matter here. You could be naturally more in your masculine, but because you were in survival mode and because of these toxic people you were around, you had to be more feminine. Or it was the opposite. You are naturally more feminine, but you had to be more masculine. You had to be more logical in order to survive in the lifestyle that you have been put in. Oh man, I'm tired. I'm gonna get this out though, because it made so much sense to me. Like, and I've talked about this in a few different videos, but it's like we are literally shifting and it's huge. Like this shift that we're going through, it sounds like sometimes I swear it sounds like I'm saying shit. Because it is shitty, the things that we've had to endure, or maybe you still are. But if you are resonating with this type of message or similar messages, you're getting ready to walk away from something very toxic. And so when you've been raised to believe that it's not safe to be yourself and you have to dim that and water that version of yourself down, now that you're stepping into your purpose, you're stepping into your power and realizing who you are, it's a shift that's happening. And so I didn't realize that. If you watch my other videos where I first walked away from narcissism, I walked a grown ass woman live like, and I'm like, how in the hell was I guided to move out of state, be independent? And I'm like, okay, this is it. Like this is the move, right? Like this is I knew about narcissism, but I still had hope that my mother could change, right? Because she's a covert narcissist. And I'm like, no, she can still change. Like, I used to have toxic ways. I've changed completely. If I can change, anybody can change. And I can be that example because I care and I love for this person so much. I have so much love for this person. I want them to see like it's possible. Like, I'm literally a human being just like you are. And therefore, if I can change, so can you. So here I am all the way in North Carolina. And then I'm like, okay, I know I left a 9 to 5. So I'm like, I'm not supposed to be working a 9 to 5. Like, that's not part of my purpose. Like, I'm not supposed to be put away into a little cubicle or put into this little spot and just, I was working in a call center and just listening to like the collective's um a mindset. And it's just like, why are you playing the victim and like and like yelling at me, got attitude because I worked for the gas company. And it's like, you are yelling at me, expecting me to like lower your bill, which didn't have the power to do. And nobody in that office had the power to do that. Like, it's not a thing that you can just do. Like, have you ever called one of your utility bills and got a discount? Like, no. Maybe if you went through some type of now that I'm homeless and I'm seeing that there are a lot of resources out there, maybe you went through some type of resource like that. But I know you've never called, and they'll be like, okay, we understand, we're lower your bill. Like, that shit just doesn't happen. So anyways, at least here in Las Vegas, like, we don't do that shit. So people calling pissed off, oh my God, I can't believe, like, playing the victim. And it's like, you are a grown ass adult. Like, and it got so bad to the point to where if somebody didn't allow me to transfer, like, I tried everything in my power to try to reason with these people, to think like, okay, like, you got to have some type of like, discernment's not really, I guess that word works. You got to have some type of like discernment. Like, you got to realize, like, you got to be mature enough to realize, like, I'm just taking these phone calls. Like, I'm not here to agree or disagree with you, or be like I got to pay the same damn bill too. Like, and I don't get a discount. So if I don't get a discount, what the hell makes you think you finna get a discount? And I'm working for them. Anyways, so eventually, after trying so much, I'd be like, okay, I can't transfer your call to a supervisor, which, by the way, they're not actually supervisors. They're just people that have been there longer than I have. Like, so anyways, and then they wouldn't go to they're like, no, I don't want to talk to a supervisor. I want to talk to you. And it's like, okay, you're getting nowhere with me. So why don't you try something else? Like, because we just gonna keep going around in circles. And eventually they're like, they don't want to go to a supervisor. They want to just keep spewing their venom at me. After being there for, I don't know, maybe like 6 months, I was fucking getting tired of that shit. And I was just like, look, I mean, people were literally like yelling, like, why are you yelling at me? Like, I'm another grown ass adult. Like, I'm another person. I'm not your child. Like, it ain't my fault. Like, if you use the shit, pay for it. Like, I can't help you. Like, I can sympathize with you. I can understand, like, yeah, it sucks. I see the fucking prices are going on, everything are rising and going crazy right now. But our paychecks aren't. So I can understand it, and I get your frustration. However, yelling at me is not gonna change that. Like, how do you not see that? Like, so anyway, 6 months of this, and eventually I'm just like, I was getting tired of it, and I was just like, yeah, like, I just started hanging up on people, and not like everybody. It was just those couple of people, those really super ignorant people that just wouldn't let me transfer their call to a supervisor. I started hanging up on them, and it was maybe like 5 different calls, but every once in a while, a call would get pulled. And so one of the customers I hung up on, that call got pulled, and then my supervisor called me because it was a remote job. So she called me on my line and was just like, "Ah, I'm so disappointed in you." And I was just like, the fuck? You disappointed in me? Did you not hear that call? Like, I did everything in my power that I possibly could, and I was nothing but nice and kind to this person. And they kept just spewing their venom at me. Like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Like, so I'm like, okay, I possibly could have just been like, you know what, I am gonna have to end this call because there's nothing, like, but I wasn't in that space to, like, I wasn't trying to, it wasn't my time to do that. Like, that's not my purpose on this planet. It's not to be a fucking call center representative so people can yell at me. That's not what I came here to do. So when and I was a very, very good employee, and was always, I'm not very tech savvy, so I'm always asking questions about, like, okay, like, how do I get from this this app to over here? And like, I was like trying my best, right? So when she was like, I'm so disappointed in you, I was just like, man, you got me fucked up. Like, I'm sorry, like, hell to the no. So at that point, I was just like, yeah, I really was just like, this whole I wasn't super aware that like I was like in this matrix, but it was starting to like it was starting to like open up to me. And I'm just like, you're disappointed in me, and I know you like me, and I know you know I'm an amazing person. So therefore, outside of work, like of course I'm a great person, I'm a great mother, I'm this and that. And for you to be like, I'm so disappointed in you, I was just like, yeah, you for the company. You're for the company before you are any other employee. And I get it, like to some degree. You know, you've been there for like how many years? You've now gotten yourself into this like this position of like a supervisor, like you have employees underneath you, you're making more money. Yes, you're going to be looking out for yourself before other people, but if you're somebody like me, you just have compassion for everybody no matter what, and you realize what's right is right and what wrong is wrong. So when she was like, I'm disappointed in you, it only took a few more days of me working there till I just quit. And I didn't even put my 2 weeks in. I just stopped showing up because I was just so fucking drained and so exhausted. I was so exhausted to when I finally quit. They actually sent the police to my house because they were like, we were worried about you. Yeah, because that's not something that you know you normally do. You don't just not show up. And it's like, do you not think that, like, do you not see what's going on here? Like, you okay. So I told the police, I was like, yeah, I'm just done. I didn't tell them like, oh, well, you know, I see that like I'm a part. I didn't use the terminology like, oh, I see like I'm a part of this matrix. It was just like, no, like I was just like played the whole like I'm just done. I'm just tired, and I was just exhausted, and that's I just left it at that. And the first few, no, not the first, it was like the first week. Oh, I was pregnant as well at the time. I couldn't believe it because I worked from home 4 days out of the week. Because one day it was like called like a touchdown day, and we had to go into the office, and my day was Thursday, and I hated that day. And so, anyways, like that first week, I was absolutely exhausted. Like, and all I did was sit down. I sat down the whole time, but that's how draining that is. Just not only that job, but also I speak more about like just my whole upbringing, everything, and going to that point. I was so unbelievably exhausted that first week. I did nothing but just lay in bed the entire time. Like I didn't like the only time I got up was to like get my kids ready from school. They came home from school. I fixed dinner, got them in the showers, got them in bed. Other than that, I'm in the bed. I was in the bed. I was so exhausted. And then what's so crazy is like let me know in the comments if this has ever happened to you, because before this moment when I was a little girl, I remember like standing in the mirror and like looking at myself, and this weird calm feeling would come over me, and it would be like my soul was looking back at me. And I didn't have any words for this. Like I wasn't spiritual. I didn't know anything about anything. I was completely raised in narcissism. I was raised in chaos. You know, it was arguments and literal like putting hands on people. Like my dad used to hit my mom, and it's like I was in complete chaos. So when that came over me, I would be like, I would just like snap, like shake my head, blink my eyes, and snap myself out of it because I'm just like, what the hell was that? Like, what was that about? So that was the very first spiritual experience I had. Years, decades later, during this process of when I finally quit my job and was just like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not playing this role like in this matrix. I'm not, no. I'm here for something different. I'm not here to do this shit. So after a week of just laying in bed in my own voice, but it was not me. I know it sounds crazy, but if you hear, you rock it with me, you resonate with me, you already know, you've probably had experiences like this yourself. But to me, like it was fucking crazy because it was not me who said it. It was in my own voice, but it was not me. And in my own voice, in my head, I heard it's time to move. And I'm like, at this time, I'm like, I just quit my job. I ain't got no money. Like I don't have like, and I'm like, and on top of that, the only place, I'm originally from England, so I was raised there for the first 10 years of my life, and then I moved straight to Las Vegas. And I'm like, I don't know nothing else, and I'm not moving all the way to England. Like I don't even want to. I don't want to. When I have kids, like they don't know nothing about that. Like it's a completely, it would be, yes, it's the same language, but it would be a complete culture shock to them. So I'm like, I'm not doing all that. So I'm like, all right, like I really don't want to be in this house where I'm at right now, because that house, I was grateful for it, but that was actually, the lease was in my friend's name, but she helped me out because I was in a situation where I was like, look, I'm not ready. I don't want to be here anymore. And she was like, hey, like I just moved out. I haven't ended the lease yet. You could just move on in. So it was perfect divine timing. But it wasn't my style, wasn't my taste. And I was just like, like the energy there, I was just like, and I didn't even speak in those terms. I just knew like something about it. I was just like, I just don't want to really be here. So anyways, I'm in a position where I'm just like, where the fuck am I gonna go? Like, how am I supposed to make this work? So the next day I'm like, okay, spirit, I hear you. I don't want to be here and I would love to move, but where am I going? And then I hear North Carolina. What the fuck? Like, I can't even place that on the map. I literally could not put that on the map. I'm like, North Carolina, like, all right, that's what you say. Like, I'm gonna make it work. So I just got to selling everything. I'm like, if I move into North Carolina, I'm gonna get a couple suitcases, and what can't fit in there, everything else, I'm just gonna try to sell. And so I just sold everything I could. I sold my car. I sold everything. I sold my bed set. I sold everything and anything that I could think that would be of any type of value. It was gone, because I was like, I can't take it with me. So either it's going to go in the trash, or I'm going to try to sell it, because I need money to make this transition and to afford my new lifestyle until I find a different type of work out there. So I get out there, and again, I'm pregnant also, which, man, it's so crazy. So get out there, and I'm like, all right, this is a new slate. This is a new story for me. I was aware of narcissism, but like I said, I thought that I could truly help my mom overcome narcissism, because I had toxic ways myself. I even asked myself at one point, I'm like, well, damn, like, am I a narcissist? Like, shit, like I need to change. And that's how you know, if you've asked yourself a question like that, that's how you know you damn well aren't, because they don't usually, there's a few of them that may reflect, and they can get to a point to where they realize that they are, but most of them don't. And most of them, even if they do, they can't change. Like it's like word vomit. Like they can't, it's, oh shit, even just talking about that shit is draining. These people are some draining ass people. And especially when I talk more about what we're going through right now, it's just like, we're tired, we're exhausted. I didn't get no sleep last night. And I'm like, the only time for me to make a video right now is while my son is sleeping, and like I can't sleep. Like, what? Like, y'all want to watch me sleep? So, anyways, I'm in North Carolina. I'm like, all right, this is a fresh start, right? I'm pregnant, and then my kids, we try to take them to school, and they're like, oh, well, in order for them to go to school, they have to like walk to school for the first week, and then they could earn a seat on the school bus. And I'm like, that makes no damn sense, but all right, whatever. Like, I'm not about to argue and question this. But what I am going to do is we're going to do this walk before school starts to make sure that this is doable. My kids were like, my daughter has asthma. She was like huffing and puffing the whole time. She's just trying to catch her breath. My son was complaining the whole time. I'm pregnant. My feet are like swollen. My ankles were swollen, which was so crazy because in all my other pregnancies that never happened. But in this pregnancy, like my last pregnancy, I just said my last. I guess that's my last. Because I kept saying like, who knows what happens? Who knows? But I know it's time to focus on myself now. So I guess, maybe that was my last pregnancy, and my feet and my ankles were swollen. So we're doing this walk, and I'm like, hell no, like everything, like, see, in Vegas, everything, you could walk to a lot of different places. If you drive in, like, it really doesn't take long to get anywhere. Everything's 24 hours. It's pretty convenient. And that's one of the positives, but I mean, it's Vegas, so I'm pretty sure you already know, like, this is not the place that a spiritual person like me would want to be in and raise my family in. So I'm in North Carolina. We make this walk. I'm like, this is not going to be doable. So then I'm like, all right. I was thinking about it, and I'm just like, I'm going to try homeschool. And so we loved it. Me and my kids, we were able to bond and became so close. Like it was just the best time. So we're homeschooling, we're in this new apartment, and the apartment, come to find out, it was actually brand new. And I didn't know that going in. So I was like, man, this is so symbolic. Like, this is all brand new. Like, this is a fresh start for us. And I'm like, this is cool, right? And then at the time, I was just like, I'm not interested in going to the doctor and being poked with needles and being scanned and having all of this radiation and all of this. Like, it just seems so unnatural to me, the whole thing. I'm like, I don't need these people telling me, like, I'm no, like, it just, none of it resonated with me. But I didn't have the money to afford a midwife. But I'm like, I was watching a lot of videos on like at home births and water births and stuff like that, and I'm just like, you know what, like, I didn't like, what's the word I'm looking for, I didn't like consciously like say like I'm gonna have an at-home birth or I'm gonna do this by myself. But I just knew, like, I'm just not going this route, this traditional route that like I've done before. Like, I didn't get anything out of it. Like, I'm not doing it. So I don't know what day it was. I do, but I don't know, like, if it was like a Monday, Tuesday, like, I don't know. But anyway, because I'm trying to think, did I homeschool the kids the day before? I think, yes, I did. I homeschooled the kids the day before, did the whole night routine and everything, got them into the bed. I wash my face and do my whole night routine and everything. And then I'm getting in the bed and then I start feeling some pains. And I'm like, huh, like, all right, like, they're go away eventually. And then they just kept coming. And that's when I was like, oh, this is labor. Like, these are contractions. Like, they weren't going anywhere. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to sleep. So I just turned the lights on because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and try to, that's just going to piss me off. Like, trying to sit here trying to go to sleep and I can't. So I turned the lights on and I'm just like, all right, I'm just riding it out. I'm just breathing through them. The night turns into the morning, the kids are coming, they're like, how come you didn't wake us up and get us ready for school? And I'm just like, look, it's happening. Your brother's on his way. And how I knew it was a boy, because before I left to North Carolina, while I was still in Vegas, I thought the responsible thing was, because I was still in my people pleasing mode, I was like, I want everybody to know that I am being responsible. And I did want to know the sex of my baby. So I went to the doctor and, which is so crazy, go to the doctor and I go get an ultrasound and find out it's a boy. But every time when I was laying back, this feeling kept coming over me, and they were like, look, we're not going to be able to tell you if it's a boy or anything if we can't do this ultrasound. Like, you could sit up for the rest, for all the other parts, but for this I can't say the word Pacific, but you know what I mean, for this certain part you have to lay back. And I keep trying to lay back like so many different times. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like, something just doesn't feel right. I feel weird. And then eventually I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to muster through this, if that's the right word. I'm just going to power through this. I don't know. I lay back. Next thing you know, I wake up and it's like a whole room full of extra nurses standing around me. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, what's going on? You had a seizure. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I didn't say that, but I'm thinking it like, damn, because I've had seizures before, but this was years and years and years ago that I had seizures. And this was when I have stopped taking Xanax, and come to find out that once you cold turkey that could be one of the symptoms. And I didn't know that. So I thought I was over it. Right. And so I had a seizure. When you black out during these things, I don't know if it's for everybody, but for me, I peed on myself. Like, and so that's how I knew, like, I didn't think that they were lying. But it's like, when you don't expect something like that to happen, and it's like years later and you're pregnant, like, I'm checking, like, dang, I'm touching myself and I'm like, I'm wet. I'm like, wow, I really peed on myself. I really just had a seizure. Even with that, even knowing that, I was still like, I just don't feel like, because they were like, oh, well, because you had a seizure and because you're over the age of 35, you need to go see a high risk doctor. And something in my spirit was just like, no, I don't need to go see no damn high risk doctor. I'm not playing these games. Like, I'm not about to be in like doing this whole shit that y'all do in the Matrix. Like, no, like, and it didn't come from me trying to be defiant and trying to be like irresponsible and be like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. Like, no, it was just, something was just like, no. No. So, anyways, fast forward. Now I'm in North Carolina. Haven't gone to the doctor my entire pregnancy. I'm having these contractions. Night turns into the morning time, right? And um, my kids come in and they're like, I tell them, your brother is about to come, but then I feel this pain, and I'm like, okay. I asked them to step out the room because I wanted them to be with me, but I was like, I don't know what's about to happen, and I'm not trying to scare them by them seeing me in pain, and maybe I'm gonna start screaming, like I don't know what's about to happen. So I asked them to step out, and I don't know how the hell I got my pants off during this, like some way somehow, and then I just something was just like, I just, if you're a female and you've been through this before, you just know, like you just, your body just naturally just does it. Like I push, and then all this gross shit came out, like all the the I don't know, just I don't know what you call it. I'm tired. I can't think of all the just the gross stuff. Like, because when I touched it and I was like, is that the head? But I was like, it's really soft. And then all this, like, I was like, oh, that is nasty. And then something in my head was like, again, in my own voice, but it was not me, was like, push again in 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay, I'm in way too much pain right now to sit here and calmly count to 30. Like, hell no, that's not about to happen. Like, the shit hurts, right? And then also I was standing up because like every time I tried, which was probably good because I had the seizure when I was laying down, right? Every time I was laying down, it was just like it just hurt too much. Standing up felt more comfortable to me. So 30 seconds had passed, I guess. And then again, after I had consciously said, like, I'm not going to sit here and count to 30. Something again was like, now. So then I push and boom, out he came. And that right there just showed me just like how damn powerful and how strong I am. Like, I just really just birthed my baby all by myself. Like, literally, like nobody else was in that room with me. Like, my kids were right there, but nobody else was there to help me along. Like, I did it all myself. And when he came out, which I don't want to scare anybody, but when he came out, I'm just being honest, he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck 3 times. And man, it's such a miracle because I was like, and I know not all babies have to cry. Not all babies cry when they come out, but because he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck, which I unraveled as fast as I could, I was like, that's something that I kind of want to hear. And he was so chill and he seemed okay, but I was like, something was like, I'm calling 911. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm gonna need somebody to come check on my baby. So they came, took us to the hospital, and they were like, like, do you have any family members out here to take my other kids, because they're not supposed to stay here overnight. We're not supposed to bring food for 3 people. It's only supposed to be for 2. And eventually they worked it all out for us, and they were able to stay. They got food, they were fed and everything. Baby's okay, I'm okay. And yeah, it was just like, see, like, this is when you follow your intuition, you follow this divine guidance, things just work out. Like, when you're conditioned to believe that everything's hard, everything's working against you, to where you're just like, look, I know this is what other people are thinking, this is what I've been taught, but I'm gonna go this way. And it all worked out. So we're in the hospital. Eventually, my mom and my oldest son, who was still in Vegas, they came out to visit us and to come see the baby. And everybody is complimenting me and like saying, how strong I was. Like, wow, like you really like just gave birth to him all by yourself. And then I just noticed, like, my mom was just real quiet. Like, huh, okay, like you. And even myself, like, we're so used to just being strong that it, like, even that to me was just like, okay, I guess it's really not like that big of a deal. Our ancestors did this, like, okay, like, all right, whatever. But it was like, I noticed it. Like, everybody else thought it was amazing, and I kind of felt like this shit was amazing too. But yeah, she was just oddly quiet. But then, she was buying gifts and buying stuff for the baby and buying stuff for our new apartment, which I was grateful for, and was just like, okay, like, all right. And then when they left, my mom and my son, I was giving my son a hug goodbye. And then it was so weird because my mom has never said this ever in her life to me. And she made this shit was so weird. And she looked me in my eyes and was just like, I love you. No, she like, it was weird. Like, I don't even know how to say it weird. Like, it was just weird. It was just a weird, my baby woke